I was hosting a dinner party in January of 2018 and had just finished serving the stew and opening the wine when one of my guests asked me what I was working on. I told him my book title, Mingling with the Enemy. He clapped his hands in glee. "That's going to be a winner," he said. "That's a book we Democrats really need." Then I explained I was writing it for both a conservative and liberal audience. He looked confused, and then his face fell. "What? That's a terrible idea. You can't do that," he said. He may have been right. This has been the hardest book I have ever written. Especially since the 2016 election, many Americans regard each other as the enemy, based on how they voted or how they feel about one or more of the issues. To write a book that basically tells people, no matter what anyone says to you, no matter how wrong you think they are, you must always behave well in social situations, was a formidable task. I don't pretend to be a political expert. My field of expertise is social mores, social interaction, and the art of conversation. I wrote this book because the country's growing divisiveness is seeping into our social lives and into all our conversations. Politics are now omnipresent, affecting our ability to enjoy our leisure time the way we used to. I don't want to either encourage or discourage people from talking politics. What I would like is for people of different parties to be able to talk to each other, period, to commune, to mingle, to conduct business together without everything always about to escalate into a major battle. This is primarily a survival guide to teach you how to navigate our relatively new social terrain. It's for when you are having a casual conversation and suddenly feel you are being attacked. It's to give you practical strategies when things suddenly blow up in your face, or when you really feel as though you must confront someone about something they've said, even though you know your son's wedding reception is not the place to do it. It's a blueprint for helping you find ways to talk at social events without throwing a fit, for helping you know what to do when you are suddenly pulled into a fight you'd rather not be in. We can't afford to jettison courtesy, kindness, and good manners. Neither should we decide never to socialize with anyone who disagrees with us. What good is it if we never share a cocktail or join a video chat with anyone who's ever voted on the other side? If we never break bread with someone who we feel is wrong? Politics are infecting our social lives in a way I don't think they should, and in a way that only divides us further. I'm a Democrat living in Manhattan, but I have friends and relatives I dearly love who are Republicans. There is an underlying tension between us, a tension that sometimes affects our relationships, a tension that is part of the permanent landscape we all now live in. While this book was written before the outbreak of COVID-19, the pandemic has only amplified this tension. It's very easy, even deeply satisfying sometimes, to adopt a "take no prisoners, they're all insane" attitude during a conversation. We have all done this at some point or another. Indeed, righteous indignation has become our feel-good drug of choice. While I believe that attitude can be valid in the political arena, when people are out there fighting for public policy, when we sit down to socialize, the weapons, though not necessarily your opinions, should be left at the door. And when the other person has not left theirs at the door, at least you need to be armed with the proper defenses. I spent months trying to figure out how to write this book and wondering whether I even should. My fear was that I would offend people by writing it wrong, that I would be too partisan in my point of view, that maybe there really is no good solution to that heart-stopping moment when you are standing at a party talking to someone you don't know, and that person suddenly says to you, "Don't tell me you're one of those stupid people who voted for blank." I want to emphasize that this advice, these techniques and strategies and lines, are not for use when the purpose of the get-together is to try to rectify local problems on your street or in your town or city, or for any time when serious debate is important or necessary for our democracy or for the betterment of our communities. This book is about your social life. The term mingling refers mostly to those times when you are meeting or mixing with a lot of people, often ones you don't know. I'm also not suggesting that we never discuss politics at parties. This is a guide to instruct us how to not fight about politics at parties. We need to remaster the art of mingling for today's social climate.